Guess who's back?
Yeah, tell me about it. It's like, ugh, I hate this PC sometimes.
Who's that Pokemon?
Okay, stream's back up. Game's up. Okay, everything seems to be working just fine.
Try to exterminate this Politoad very quickly.
Okay, time for even more of Old Bag's testimony.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's
bum,
open for my
bum,
PC,
bum,
actually. You can handle this now. There's no optimization. It's what I thought. Okay. And this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic of this court. For this court.
What? Nobody is above gossip. And isn't there a saying the truth is never pleasant?
Well, never ever heard that one before, but, well, your face is very unpleasant, isn't it, old bag? Mr. Redworth, what about Adrian Andrews' person? We have looked into the matter. We found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip. But should this be true? This proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So it means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Stupid fly!
Damn it. Okay, there we go.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. On guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Only you knew how old your wand was.
Well, as the saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire.
Oh, he's talking about burning old bag.
She's a witch, so he's reference to Salem witch trials.
Sure. Some of the references in this game, man, I swear.
Time to fire up the afterburns and hit the highway to the danger zone. Right into the danger zone. Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. That's true. Then how do you know the secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it.
A pro of what? Being an idiot? Oh!
It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information?
Oh god, I know what it is.
So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it.
Oh, witness! I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? The investigative photographer, lot of heart. Oh yes, I remember this mischievous girl. Miles be like, ugh, this girl accused me. She reported that she had lost a certain item. She had written a note to herself. She reported such a thing. On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideals, you say?
No. I said impressions. There's two different things. Turn on your ears, old bag.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless?
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
Ah. Uh-oh. No, you see, this is something completely different. You're gonna be arrested for thief.
Grand theft too. Camera
No, that's over
$1,600 value.
$1,000 yet. Oh, you fuck lady. This is the top secret list of groceries to buy.
Then how are you the one? Then you are the one that took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a field manager one, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Nobody believes her.
Nobody
don't you?
believes in this stupid old bag.
He's like, stop calling me that. Edgeworth, why did you call this witness? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
What about the camera? You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Dude, this fly needs to screw off.
Oh, look at the little Mimikyu. It's so cute.
Well, it was only a piece of papers. Suppose we can overlook it as well. You're forgetting about the camera.
Yeah, but they don't know that it was in the camera case.
She looks like she's really sorry.
No, she's not. No, we must pile on the pressure. Pile it on!
If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a defending blow to the prosecution. Deafening blow. Witness. You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
No. Why don't you ever listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Old Bag. I don't believe that. No, it's the only thing you stole that night. Miss Old Bag. No, it was a camera inside his camera case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera.
Yeah, she accused us of stealing it.
She was accusing everyone that walked into her path.
Anyone that came back to the scene of the crime.
Yes, DK, Duraludon is a tower. Kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me." Why? What witness?
What
You
is it,
committed
Gramps?
grand theft? You have the note. Then it's only logical that you have the camera too.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. This is the camera you were looking for. It's in the case, again.
That's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you, fall in love, and borrow things from people. Without permission.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. When I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
No, it's not.
Freedom of the press, lady.
Unless she's doing something extremely shady, you have no authority on that. Bailiff. Check the camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once.
Welcome back, Poco.
Lotta is going to kill us, but we have to do this.
Depends on what pictures were taken and where they were taken from exactly, but it's still none of her business.
Well, Mr. Redhorse,
What
do we have?
She got no proof that she went anywhere that was illegal.
There was only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Yeah, Jinx has terrified everyone for a long time.
Yeah,
DK,
I don't like Jinx either.
Jinx used to be worse. Alright. Pause that. Well, it's catching. Do this. Ba-da-ba. Browse for the file. It used to look like this, DK. Yeah, it had a dark black face.
Oh yeah, I remember when it used to look like that.
Yeah, you can probably guess like a couple of the reasons why they changed this. Please present it to the court. This is
Oh
the
look, I
Nickel
see
Samurai.
something again, like in the last case.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with this photo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at the fucking feet.
I see nothing wrong with that.
This person, like I said in the last fucking case, is shorter than whatever the samurai is supposed to be.
Now you're imagining it.
No, I'm not. I'm not stupid. I said the same thing in the last one and I was right. See, I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Welcome back, Billy. Thank
What
you.
does all this mean, Mr. Redworth?
I'm hoping my PC can handle now. Yeah, Billy, my PC wanted to restart on me. And it wasn't letting me get out of restarting it, so I had to go ahead and do it real quick. I'm hoping that it runs better now. I was wondering why my game was really laggy and stuff, and I was disconnecting from Discord.
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in the photo is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ungard clearly stated that
Eventually, I'm gonna save up to get an actual gaming PC, but it's gonna cost me $100-something a month. And until I get the Oculus and stuff paid off, I can't do it right now.
at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant, of course. Who else would it be? How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We've examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. I love how they have the judge say that after we literally just got handed a piece of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
We've examined every piece of evidence thoroughly, even though we just got this one piece of evidence moments ago. No, we're done. We've seen everything. Dude, this fly needs to go away or, like, let me kill it. Jeez.
Is it like a real fly or?
It's just a regular housefly. Like, it keeps flying at my face. It actually went onto my camera lens.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Earlier. Yeah, I noticed. It's like, wait, what? So I flung my hand at my camera and the fly flew away. I'm like, what the heck? Like, it fully blacked out my camera. That's how much it blocked it.
Damn.
If we even defeat it, maybe. Which, it feels kind of unlikely we're going to win this one. We got 2 dragons on the team. Like, the people didn't think, hey, I should probably get rid of this dragon type if we're going against a fairy. But, you know, people don't seem to be very bright. What I really should do for these, I should just get 4 switches and do 4, like, just run with myself the whole time. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Yeah, but then if I wanted to stream them all, DK, I would have to get 3 more capture cards, which,
All you gotta do is get a splitter, but then again, it wouldn't work because you have to kind of change the channel between each one.
Do you agree this photo is decisive evidence to get your client? Of course not! Oh, do we agree this is conclusive evidence against our client? Yeah, 100% find our client guilty, thanks. Have a good time. photo really is decisive, then we're done for. We only have one KO left before Shiro loses to the Cernius. If I raise an objection here and blow it, it would put Maya's life in jeopardy. Can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out for this mess. Photo that Lotta took. There's
Something strange with it.
there's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Wow, we actually won the raid. That is very impressive that we won with 2 dragons on the crew.
You won by skin your teeth.
Your thoughts, Mr. Edwards? Nah, it's fine, DK. I don't need 70 plus Xerneas.
Thought you could only cast for 1 anyways.
Don't need that many Xerneas, so. Also, we got Legend ZA hopefully coming. I hope the leaker doesn't screw that over. I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo with even a bunker buster. Nope. Debunk the bunker buster. Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. Let's forget what Edgar said. Let's just continue. Yes. So I can choose what to keep from what I catch in the raid. So yeah, so it's like you rent the mons, but in the end, the ones of the 4 raids you do, if you caught them all, you get to pick one to keep if you want. You don't have to keep anything, which I have no reason to keep it if it's not shiny. It's like, if I don't want any, I don't have to take anything. If I want something, I can take one of the 4 I caught.
Wouldn't it be sad if, like 3 out of the 4 were shiny and you had to choose just one?
People have had that happen to them.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be mad.
Yeah, let's move my head down so I can see. So yeah, since I've been doing these, so yeah, I've gotten 5 shinies. That'd be these 5. So these are the shinies I've gotten since I've started this Xerneas hunt. So I think, is this? No, okay, this Entei was not shiny. If you really believe that you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need 1 chance, correct? Yeah, Ichigo, do you need only 1 chance? Can you get it this one time?
I can get it. I can do it.
Well... Also, so just to make sure I don't accidentally use it, I'm giving this Entei my Master Ball, because I don't want to accidentally use that. Because this is the profile I'm hunting.
I want that Pokemon.
What? Which one?
Entei.
I can give you an Entei.
I love the Entei entire line, like Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. Those are my favorite.
They're just rare, DK.
Those are my favorite Pokemon, like, of all time.
It's just a rare variation. It's not, like, any more powerful. It just
They're not very
cooler
strong, but
most
they're
cases.
awesome.
Some of them aren't noticeable different. Like, Toxtricity is a pretty decent shiny. Like, you can see his original sprite where the cursor is. Base Gengar does. The Gigantamax and Mega Gengar shinies are awesome.
I still also want a shiny Charmander so I can turn it into a black Charizard.
I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where Where the heck did she take this photo from, anyway?
Dude, it's right outside the goddamn door, man. She was probably hiding behind some flowers or like around the corner or something.
It's all out of focus. Why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Well,
You
she didn't
mean
know
can't
she'd be back in court again.
Now then, let's hear your objection. Objection! What about this photo is strange? I'd like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does that mean? Costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ungard.
Yeah, because if you look at the picture of his, I don't think we have it. Yeah, see, like, if it was him, you would be able to see his whole entire ankle and foot.
But his legs are spread out, so that's what helps lift him up.
No. Even if he stood up straight, you would still be able to see his foot.
No, the pants would drop.
Not
you
that
would
much.
know if you saw it.
Not that much. This is
Stop
straight
being
up
a
like
doubter,
when we saw the Steel Samurai going towards the thingy. I'm smarter than the average bear, thank you very much.
Well, sometimes I question it.
Shut up, you.
Hey,
Get to reading.
I never say I am smart.
Read.
What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you'd care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Take a look at this Nickel Samurai poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Congratulations! Thanks! Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside the costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Right. I think I've turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious.
Can you get the gamepad bindings to work? Oh no. What is it?
Edgeworth is unusually calm today.
That's true.
He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride.
Along for the ride? What do you mean by that?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
Doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edwards, where does this leave us? The person in this photo is not Matt Ungard. Then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this.
Yeah, in like the few seconds that we took to get the new photo.
What?
Hmm? You okay?
I was reading Phoenix's line.
Oh.
What?
It sounded like you sneezed or something.
Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person in this costume is not Matt Ungard. In that case, who is this a photo of?
There was only one other person in his room that night.
Who's the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume?
Don't stress over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgewood's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah. Why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph?
There was only one other person in his room that night, or in that time.
Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it's none other than this woman. And why would you say that it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her?
That was the evidence you gave us?
For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Ungard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ungard that night. How does all that add up? Hey, Judge, use your brain, will ya? They were eating together, they both had the same room, like, huh? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Ungard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what you want, Mr. Wright? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carita. And it was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order, order, order! Looks like have hit the most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it.
This is kind of bad for us.
Huh? What do you mean?
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means the trial will go on for another day.
One more day? Ah. If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya. Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. But what am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court.
Raise an objection!
Now then. Objection! Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass the verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not... I bore wasting such valuable time. I've already thought 4 steps ahead, Your Honor, She's already in the building. We can just call her right now.
Well, he knows how urgent it is to get the thing today.
Edwards actually doesn't know.
You would think Gumshoe would have told him.
As far as we're aware in this moment, Edwards does not know about Maya's situation.
But the way he's acting like he knows.
Then why is he why was he stalling earlier?
He's doing it to push
like,
Phoenix, but at the same time, he does know that we do need it today.
Your Honor, I request that you continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to the unexpected development. You underestimate me. This is no unexpected development. I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that?
I love this Edward's newfound umph. And the music just turned bopper and I hate it.
Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoena Miss Andrews in all. Happened according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. I thought 4 steps ahead and no one really knew. What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edwards? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? You know his name. You don't have to call him that
I knew there
man.
was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over.
Exactly. Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, shall we take a 10-minute recess?
I got to pee.
Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edwards. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
And since the court's taking a 10-minute recess, guess what we're doing, guys? Because I'm with the judge. I gotta go bathroom. That milkshake is not sitting right in my stomach. I don't see why they just couldn't give me coffee, man. Okay, guys, so we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. I'm also gonna try to take some stomach medicine for my stomach, so you guys will get to enjoy Shiro's gameplay until I come back.
Yeah, enjoy me suffering and not getting what I want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Okay, guys, be back.
Let's see. I think the dark type is Liperd. Can't really tell what the normal is. That you don't have any steel type moves. Like you do. Okay, they want to go for Liperd. Okay. Not sure how that's gonna help us. I'd see. Yeah, I wish I knew enough to help you, Halo. But I don't. Would you take it? We're going against the fairy type, you idiot!
Who's that Pokemon?
Oh. Not even a fairy type move with Liepard gets destroyed. At least we still have lives left. Get wrecked, Leopard. I think we win.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi, back.
Oh.
Hi, how are ya?
Nice weather we're having, huh?
It's amazing weather we're having, aren't ya?
Squidward's normal made me spots come back. And scare the holes right out of me.
Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way. Not cool. Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull it off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her.
There we go.
So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, you could have easily planted the blood covered in your hakama. The bloody button in your hakama. Kuna hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake you up. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. Then, dude, you said it was really her? Yes, she's the real killer. She's the one who murdered Juan Carita. But why? I thought she was Bloods with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about?
Find out during court.
Sure, you'll see by the time the trial's over. It'll be alright. Get your acquittal by the end of today. Totally nothing's gonna stop that from happening, right? Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? I also find it interesting, like, they keep saying, like, spring breeze, and it's like an ocean wave on his pants.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be ocean breeze?
But I guess they'll say it's, different, I guess. Phoenix? You think her motives are, You think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right?
Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts and her strengths as a reason to live. But Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. Sounds like she had a suicide note, and the person sought to have hidden it.
Is one Parada the victim of this murder?
And that's why I think Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Carita. All to get the suicide note back.
That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me.
What?
Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Apex.
Who was it? It was Edgeworth.
It looks like
Edgeworth
he's still the
himself
one in
told us.
command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet.
March 22nd, 2:25 p.m. We'll now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by the court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. One Korea's room. Take the stand, woman, and stop fiddling with that card. What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ungard.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes, sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Literally, I stop stream, you shut up. I start stream, you meow. Are we seeing a pattern here? Are we seeing a pattern? You're not
Or
getting the lay
meow
right.
turn.
Go find your balls. Guys, I'm gonna have to go sell my Mario games so I can get this cat a toy that will fucking just catch her attention. My laser light's gonna die. Pussy.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Guys, give me just a sec. I kind of messed. I gotta go do something real quick.
Hey, Halfan. Did nothing. Good riddance. Get rid of the septile.
Who's that Pokemon?
Okay, I'm back. Okay. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Kuroda. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was fry and bait matter. Or was it bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
I didn't kill him.
No one is accusing you of that except Mr. Phoenix right over there.
I think there's someone who would beg to differ.
I think we all understand your relation to the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then, witness. Please testify to the court. About what happened when you discovered a murder had taken place.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
You poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at a scene of a crime. I was disturbed the crime scene was moved, disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. Wouldn't it be two things then?
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix? She's one cool and collective customer, and she has brains to match.
Yeah, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid a head-on confrontation. You should disrupt her pacing.
Disrupt her pacing?
She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by inconsistence with her thinking. God damn it, get off my fucking monitor.
Is a fly coming after you now?
No, it's not a fly. It's like one of those little, fruit gnats. They're the little tiny little bastards.
Yep. Fruit flies.
I hate fruit flies. We get them really bad when my aunt brings home, like, bananas and stuff.
There was one time I went to the kitchen. I poured myself a cup of milk. I turned. I put the milk back in the fridge. I come back. There's a fruit fly in my milk. I'm like, bruh. Like I just did that. Also, my team at the moment has both versions of Raichu.
There was one time.
Raichu, a love song.
My aunt made me my aunt got me some fruit juice because I wasn't feeling too well. And, I poured some into a cup. I closed the lid of the fruit juice. And I put it away. I come back. I was getting ready to put the lid on my drink. I should have put the lid on my drink first, but I wasn't thinking. And, like, the entire top part of my fruit juice had, like, 16 or 17 gnats in it. I was like, fuck. So I had to dump that out.
For some reason, my team didn't go to the steel type.
I had to dump it out, rinse it out. Pour me another cup, which was the last of my juice. This time I put the lid on first, like, really tight. And then I put it away, or threw it away. I was like, man, perfectly good juice, just down the drain because fucking gnats. Ever since then, we keep a gnat machine, like, between the kitchen and the living room. That was fucked up, man. I wasted, like, $18 on that fruit juice.
Rough.
So when you have to attack when she least expects it. Gotta be all sneaky like.
Sneaky, sneaky.
The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over, understand? Listen to your mentor. She's trying to save her sister. She doesn't want to join her in the afterlife. The only problem is I don't know where... I'm kind of leaning towards this, like, the after the murder thing. Or after she witnessed the murder. I just don't know where to press. I want to know why she went in the Wanderer to begin with. You don't even like it.
You were in shock.
What? Was I not supposed to be?
Andrews is a very calculating person. Despite how close they were, I doubt she had any romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. You can't seriously expect a young lady like her would not be shocked.
Are you calling her pretty, Mr. Edgeworth? Do you know who's waiting out in that room for you?
Okay, boo.
And it's funny because she says she doesn't like younger guys, and yet she's all over Edgeworth.
She's all over younger guys that look like old guys.
True, apparently.
Because Mr. Edgeworth does have like gray hair. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. Ah, yes, someone is beautiful, so that means they can't be shocked, right? I see. Juice?
Yeah, fucking foot. Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
There's no lid marks on the wine glasses, just anyone had drink from it.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of one Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself a glass of juice, correct?
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
You sure?
Presser! Presser! Remember what Mia said. Offense.
Miss Andrews. I'm convinced that you said you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. Maybe I did, but shut up. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Was it your life choices? Actually, so would I.
Curiosity, Mr. Edgeworth. Please don't get stuck. Stop it. Sorry, my headphone cord got stuck. Oh, when I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Flower vase? Or are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime scene photo? This mess of glass shards.
It was originally on top of the dresser. But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell into the guitar case.
Why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase just was another part of the mess.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. It can't be because if she knocked it into the guitar case, there would have been water on the inside. Shut up!
You testified that you knocked over the flower vase. Is this correct?
Yes.
I literally just said that. Are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there a problem with what I said?
It's not some problem. It's a major problem. a very, in fact, dry inside problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, this is exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. What was that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what's wrong with that? The guitar case was open when the vase fell. The glass shard should be inside, not outside the case. What is your point, right? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say that she did not touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is dead end. Bright Red Guitar was at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, even the empty guitar case doesn't seem to have.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't seem to have no relation to the case.
She doesn't know that she left. If she didn't know that he left it at the studio, she would have opened it to get it, because she probably thinks that the letter's in there.
It seems there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Make her testify about it.
The empty guitar case. I believe it's a crucial piece to the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for the straws like this, but this is you. Can't believe I'm doing this either.
You let me be in charge of this.
Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. God, it sounded like it was raining for a second. Sounded like it's a clear day, there's not a single cloud in the sky, and it sounds like it's raining. Makes no sense. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
Looks like it really wasn't an important point. The wastefulness of such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man.
That has beaten your ass so many times, Edgeworth. Don't even go there. And saved
But
your
he's
ass
not beating
once.
me right now, so...
I have a feeling... But it's like, why would you open the case, bitch? And where's your fingerprints?
There's no way that you open... The one who opened a guitar case. You're the one who opened a guitar case.
Why would you say that?
It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those the victims. What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume I must have left prints just because I touched the case.
What do you
girl,
mean?
you still here? I have a question. What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Why would you be wearing gloves?
Gloves? Why would you be wearing gloves at that time?
It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I was almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
I see.
Did you happen to add Majora's Mask to the 3DS?
Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
Okay. I was just making sure, because I told Fleshy that I would actually, try to play that game here soon. Or, you know, play that game. I gotta find someone that knows it, so that way they can help me with it, because... yeah, watching her play it just kind of confuses me. I think it's strange, sir.
You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange?
Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Wait. Yeah, because I remembered it updated.
I have your proof right here. This wine glass.
The wine glass?
You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice.
Thank you, pot girl.
What do you think? You just a little strange? Do you put your gloves back on just to open a guitar case?
Oh, your glasses got broke.
I'm gonna be
Does
right
she
back.
happen
I'm
to
gonna
have-
go cook on dinner. What
Oh.
the dinner situation for me, so I'll be
Okay.
back in a moment.
I'll just read until you come back. Order! Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that the guitar case is a very important role here. That's just an empty case. I wonder if it was really empty though. Look, the bright red guitar was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. Damn it. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar. Wait, that's not right either. Shh, Phoenix, you are stupid. I admit it seems to be I admit it to be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case. Your Honor, it's obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Still, the court holds an unrelated topic and lull us into his misguided. No, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case.
Yeah, fell on it. What? You forgetting some, Judd?
Welcome back. Which means the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it was wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relations to the murder. If you're so sure, right, then I'm sure you can somehow
Substantiate your outrageous claim, correct?
I hate big words.
It's fine, Ichigo. Not everyone can say big words. Like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Nope.
Please
Never
enlighten
even
us
tried
as to
it.
why the guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well... Let's suppose for a second. The bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing.
He said the bright black is like this.
Do you intend to push your theory that this case was not empty? Is that right, Mr. Wright? I don't know, Edward. What?
Why else would they go looking at it?
Why would Juan Carita bring an empty guitar case? That makes no sense. I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside the case at the time of the murder? What was in there, Ichi?
Oh god, please don't tell me I'm right. Oh, please don't tell me my gut's telling me. Please don't tell me what my gut's telling me. Chat,
What's your
should I
gut
go
telling
with my gut?
What's your gut telling you? Very curious.
He didn't know that the case was, like, Juan didn't know that the case was empty. I bet you anything she put the Steel Samurai another set of the the Nickel Samurai costume in the suitcase, made him take it back so that way it'll be in his room. Oh Lord, please don't let this be right. Please, for the love of Genova, don't let me be right.
But there wasn't a second costume found. There wasn't another costume found.
Yeah, and neither was another set of Maya's clothes. That's because what happened? Auntie burned them.
Well, there's no sign of an incinerator in the hotel that anyone could have taken him to.
Yeah, but they would have never thought to, check for another set of clothes in Angard's room. I mean, it wouldn't be unusual to see multiple costumes.
Would it though?
I mean, come on, I'm not wearing the same costume over and over again. I gotta at least have one or two separate ones.
Well, if they're cleaned every day after you use them, you wouldn't really care.
Actually, I would, because, if we have to put one on really quickly and the one's dirty, yeah. I don't know. I'm going with my gut, fuck it.
This is
stopped.
the photograph. Yes, but what's important is what's in the picture, Your Honor. In this picture, it doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I am proposing is... Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What?
Because didn't they say they only saw the... No, wait. Yeah, because, what's her name? Old Bag said she only saw the Nickel Samurai coming out of Juan's room. And no one saw him going in Juan's room.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be in doing something like that? The insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your
Who's
theory.
that Pokemon?
Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop.
Like a
And in the end, she managed to get her shot, correct? You mean this photo? Order. Looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix.
Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait a second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai costume would have been met on guards. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places. True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts.
Oh, wait. Unless Juan was gonna dress up as... Unless Juan stole it, because he was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai to make that announcement, or that confession or whatever. Because didn't Matt say he never knew that there was gonna be another press conference?
Matt said he never knew there was going to be a conference.
So On Guard was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai, confess
You mean
to something.
Kurita?
Huh?
Kurita, you mean?
Whatever. He just
On Guard is Nickel Samurai already.
Yeah, he was okay. Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai to confess something, and everyone would have thought it was On Guard, but it's not. But we don't know what he was gonna confess to, unfortunately. Oh, that's cold.
Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was the Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? Mr. On Guard did not take the costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare. What? Are you saying that the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that's what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought the spear for the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin Ninja. Would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai Spear costume with him? What could the reason behind such a peculiar act be? And therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling about yourself now?
Edward looks pissed.
Have you been rambling all this time without a sense of your inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai Spear costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer. Then answer with gusto. I believe in you.
Mucho gusto! Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai Spear costume to the hotel was...
It has to be the press conference.
What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once you are not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Ungard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. And she's just like, la-di-da-di-da, I'm just gonna keep fiddling this card, la-di-da-di-da. But how can that be?
Hey, Pokemon.
The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was a setup. By none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita himself. The victim? Yes. The Spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita is going to hold a press conference as the Nickel Samurai. Stupid fly. He's going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference. Why would the victim do such a thing? There's something I don't quite know yet.
Yeah, it's not like you
However,
can ask him.
what I'm concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at the conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to kill this fly if it doesn't... Was going to speak about Matt Ungard. Yes, I guess that would be what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's public disclosure. Edgeworth, you're picking at trifling details over there. Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me?
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by one.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You.
Juan had bet everything on the Jamming Samurai this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was gonna make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hand a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What? And you know what the secret of Mr. Unguard's, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Ah, I see.
I'm so sick of Steve. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. That's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
Have you, though? Protect Mr. Ongard? And yet another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. He didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course. The button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I had to protect him. Really, lady. Really.
Maddie, did you not read what DK said when they really... They gotta go. Like... DK always says BRB when they're like going AFK or like leaving. Like, take a chill pill, Madsy. Take a chill pill and put all your shiny luck into this catch right here. Put all your shiny luck into here. Let it be the shiny, the bright blue white fur Xerneas.
I told you, you ain't gonna catch it until the end of the series.
That does account for everything.
Well, I'm the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She is more nervous than a scared rabbit.
The defense can find no fault with this testimony. I'm ready to make my ruling. Please keep that in mind in your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It's like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale. Justice. That means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. And balance out the scales of justice.
Fuck off. Oh, half said get good, Shiro.
How about no? can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on a knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Hey, what about the button?
The button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. During the fight, the killer ripped the button from the jammy ninja's costume.
Talking about this button, correct?
That button was found on in the plates of Max Hakuma. Isn't that correct? I would think that it makes very decisive evidence. Yeah, but there's something
Looks
wrong
like you
with
were
that.
outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
Not really.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
Can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Goodness me, you can still look at me. But she doesn't look impressed with
an
you.
icy stare, yes.
She just read Phoenix's mind.
Creepy.
Although it's a going thing, and like you'll see this in Great Ace Attorney 2, like where the MC is like doing the blue text, which is like supposed to be them like thinking,
Interlog? Yeah.
is actually them like mumbling to themselves. They're actually saying it, and the people near around them can hear it.
So much
Like,
for mumbling yourself.
You'll see that so much in Great Ace Attorney, and it's absolutely hysterical. Because he's just like, oh, what about this idea? And then part of this is like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. He was like, wait, you heard me? Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
Again, this is not right. I gotta remember which one it is. He was strangled. The button was torn off after he was stabbed, after he was already dead. Shut up, I'm busy talking. Shut up!
This is the victim's autopsy report. Meow, 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 meow.
I'm so glad you guys can't hear this bullshit, man.
I heard the cat one time.
She's been doing it, like, constantly. She won't lay down and go to sleep. And she's starting to give me a headache.
Cat mom headache.
Well, it's already bad enough. My stomach still hurts. Like, really bad. Now I got a headache.
It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Strangulation?
The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Which means it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's no way that this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. What is the meaning of this right? So what if the button was torn off after the victim had already died? What does that change? What does it change, Ichigo?
The only cat that's with Minnie right now is Raja, and she's in the cat tree because Minnie's playing on her VR. The other two cats are down here with me.
Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did it serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does that mean... Does this mean you know why the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
Pin the crime on the defendant.
Defendant. There's only one logical reason for someone doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Ongard. There's no way anyone would put a bloodyless button in their own pants. Bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. Ongard was set up. By the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is... Wait, well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer, then? Isn't it obvious at this point, Judge? Like, come on. Finally. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end.
The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. Matt Ongard is...
His own manager.
Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. You are Mr. Kurita's killer.
What?
Order, Mr. Wright. It's a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence to support your charge? Any evidence? All the evidence points to Miss Andrews.
How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me.
I can't, can I? Would you care to test me?
Then, what about this knife?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he had been strangled to death. That was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ongard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only have been taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you.
Then, what about the button? What was found? That was found on Matt's Hakama.
Who was the only other person that had access to his room? The button was removed after the victim had already died. The only people who could have done so were the persons who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ongard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence on his own Hakama. The only person who could have put this button on Mr. Ongard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him up from his nap which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? It's also another piece of evidence that incriminated Miss Andrews. The costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled from this crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case?
The one that helped didn't get it.
The only person could have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. The person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
No,
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found in the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving the fridge, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Ms. Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show, yes, indeed. She was a classic dazed discoverer of the dead body. And on top of all of them, to top it all off, there was this photo. Photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Angard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not?
Stop.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Got her this time. Miss Andrews?
I refuse to testify.
Was that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
It's not a law, but... Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews.
I love that Marowak.
I love Marowak, so cool. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. Allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. Even though she's been doing that this entire time, but now she's calling it quits.
Mm-hmm.
What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Angard's room...
Agent Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright.
That's it. That's where Franziska planted to get this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify as things look bad.
You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. Oh shit, there's still one more thing, something.
What? Something I haven't done? What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What's so humorous, Mr. Edwards? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up till this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. That proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Kurita. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita?
I believe this may lead me to incriminating myself, so I abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe
Not
so,
exactly, Judge.
or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
Oh, taking that defiant attitude again. Yeah, what should we do?
Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. Fucking Von Karma.
Think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Major Andrews has refused to testify. And events this theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there's only one thing the court can do. And that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial. Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then Shiro loses his earniness. Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. Trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for, Mr. Wright? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edwards, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. Don't get this verdict in Maya. I'm being yelled at. That food's ready, so I'm gonna go grab that.
But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... It's not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edwards, what are you... It's true Mrs. Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, the topic of the conversation or something unrelated to whatever she may feel guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, it's very true, but actually, there's one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and think of how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not staring at a glass of juice. Some actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want you to state that you have a reason behind your actions. I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again. So what happened when she first discovered the victim's body? Whatever we find in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what this is about. What is it about Edgeworth today? I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. Court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Ms. Andrews, if you please. The glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over, tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was dead. The thought that he was dead didn't occur in my mind. To be honest, I thought he just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the fire vase over. So you poured the glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your early testimony? I didn't think
I'm
I
here,
needed
but
to
I'm
include...
eating, so I will be mute.
Okay, that's fine. Include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with his testimony, there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. Ugh, that was rude.
There's a massive piece of broccoli in my food.
I love
Big.
broccoli.
I love it. Problem is, I don't want to try to bite this whole thing at the same time.
True. Sure, yeah, okay. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? Okay, Poco, okay. Sit up. Sit up! Even though it's hurting my stomach, I'll sit up. Man, I was just gotten comfy too. I was just in a good position to where I could lay down, like half lay, and then my head and stomach were feeling fine. What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of his chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that there was a dead man. That's, well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistaken this for someone who fainted. And then nonchalantly go pour something to drink? The point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now is all one giant lie. Your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. Shut up, cat. I'm busy. I will play with you in a minute, okay? Oh, poor girl. You missed it last night. It was hilarious. You would have died laughing. And a bunch of no's. Looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt on God, is not guilty after all. But it's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear. He's the one who killed Juan. But you're the one who refuses to testify. And your reason for not doing so is that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrew, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? Hey, I refuse to testify. Oh shit, I keep hitting the wrong button. Mr. Matt and God's innocence have been clearly demonstrated. This is it. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. I'd like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on God. God damn it, Edgeworth. Your Honor, prosecution feels that it's been premature to pass down the verdict at this time. But the reason is quite simple. The witness has yet to speak about the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt on God will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? She lost it? I can't speak about it. It's too scared. I'm too scared. Francesca von Karma. Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrew lives by gripping tightly onto the words of others because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then right now, Miss Andrews says, yesterday she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on God will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in these words right now, and is clinging to them. What should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All I have to do now is get our not guilty verdict. That's the only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please. Someone help me. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. Supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did, and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Isn't it obvious? There's no one here except the woman crying over there, right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Fuck it, we're gonna let our balls drop. Let our balls drop! I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I'd like to know what you really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Ongar could get an acquittal. But in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this really how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me. Why would both of them say the exact same goddamn thing if they were trying to trick you? That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense theory is the truth. You're wrong.
Who's that Pokemon?
What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my show to disclose this to the court. Stop. Mr. Edgeworth. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Yeah, technically we promised not to bring it up, but we can't stop it. Stop, please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adriana Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything in this world. Please stop, I beg you! If people found out... If people found that out... If you're going to say you choose death, that is no concern to me. How can you so cold? However, before you die, I will put the truth to your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. Fun fact, in the OGDS release, it's called Codependency. Every release after called it Dependent Nature. Ah. I'll talk, but please, help me. Aww. Now I'm sad. Nothing matters anymore. Why do I have to do this? Oh, this poor chick. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished, I was returning to Matt's room. I had a bit of an inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. Stab the body with a knife, but why would you do that? Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person? A certain cowardly man?
Only a certain cowardly man. We're not gonna name drop or anything.
What do you mean by all of this?
I can read again.
Oh, okay.
It might take this court a little bit a while to understand, but this is the truth.
The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man, I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time. So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, one Kurita, in the chest with a knife. However, she did not do it with the murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How's that possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock commence the cross-examination. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, you just press everything.
Okay.
But you could tell from the state of the room that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know that he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is part of the jamming ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
Wait, what is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because one, he was going to expose Matt's weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin the crime on Matt.
So it was a forged piece of evidence with a knife and a button.
The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Shut up.
That was so you could get the knife, correct?
The knife Matt used for dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him.
Dude, this wheezing is wrecking us.
Getting wrecked by a wheezing.
Which is fine, we would have to fight a wheezing regardless because it's either Galarian wheezing or the regular wheezing.
Matt was napping with his costume on at that time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the crime scene.
So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife.
It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I use the pin somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect.
So you sought to rip one of the buttons and plant it in Mr. Onguard's coma.
Yes, that's what I had planned to do. Things never go that smoothly, do they?
An inconvenience.
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lana.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the end, pacing back and forth.
That's Miss Oldbag for you.
I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
You You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it in Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct?
Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is his secret?
That I don't know. Anyways, I thought that if it were to leave Juan's room in the Nichols costume, people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Ungard's room and planted the button. Oh, that's you.
Onto Matt Takama, yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it in the bag. Then I snuck out of the hotel room and got rid of it.
My word. What does all this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Ungard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Francisca, huh?
She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I have done. That if I keep quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
Does it look like I did, DK? Does it look like I got the shiny? What the witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain that she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. That's still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it's not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. Gee, Matsy. DK is a she. The cross-examination of the witness is over, and so is today's trial. Couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... No buts. Mr. Edwards, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange her detention immediately. Oh. That is all. Court is adjourned for today.
Judge is gone. Or Maya.
Today's trial is over. I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edwards?
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. that card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite a while now. What exactly is it?
Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I don't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now I found this in the room on that day.
The room? That day?
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose it must have been unconscious. I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
Yeah, I guess not. Maybe it does. But
Who's that Pokemon?
But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness the card. Give it to me. Hurry!
Someone's getting angry.
Yeah, we need all the luck, DK. All the luck. Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This... I can't believe you hid this from me all this time.
I didn't mean to. What is all this about?
Never seen Edward so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? What does it mean? I don't have a preference, DK, because I've never owned either. DK asked me cats or dogs. No preference, because I've never had either.
Okay, guys. Normally I would go longer, but I am not doing too good right now.
Yeah, go take care of yourself.
I'm starting to fall asleep and like I'm feeling really shitty. We're gonna just go ahead and raid into Shiro, because I just can't do it, guys. I'm sorry. I tried.
Don't be sorry.
I tried to stream as long as I could, but I just can't. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow if I feel better. If not, I will let you guys know in Discord. It all depends on like how my stomach does tonight and tomorrow. Till then, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye, Ichigo.
Bye, Shiro.